Yep.
Now it's working.
I think now it started. Yep, that's perfect.
Hi.
Hey, Yasi.
Hi.
I have my yellow rhino on as well. Oh, he's got his blue one. Fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Wow, so many people are here early. For a second, I thought I was late.
No, we still have 4 minutes to start.
Okay, perfect. You're recording, right?
Yes, we already
Yes.
started the recording.
Thank you. Thank you. Perfect. So should I start sharing my screen?
You can, or you can wait for
Or
a couple minutes.
okay.
Just to give you an update, Nurse Dana is here already.
Hi. Hi, Nurse Dana.
Hello. I was just gonna
Thank you for
listen
taking.
in. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say thank you for taking such good care of Lily the other day.
Oh, no worries. Yes, she was sweet.
Aw. So many pages open for no reason. Okay. All right. Hi, Miss Brody.
Hey guys.
Hi, everybody else. Let's see view.
Hey, Malo.
Hey, Gauri. I'm all the way in Galena Park.
No worries.
Where? Oh, are you at the volleyball game?
Yeah.
Lily was just there.
Oh, you want me to pick her up or like or no?
Oh,
She's
no, thank you. Paul already brought her home. She was done.
okay.
Yes, she was the first cohort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vani's in the end, right? Because she's varsity. So
Yeah.
her game. Yeah.
Oh, that's like very far away.
Yeah, it is one of the very far ones. Yes, you're right. No time.
Do we have most of the board members, Yasi?
Yeah, we've got Gori, Mary, me, Salmia, Bogor, Maria. I just see Maria's about to come in. Um, I think that we're just missing Mala's here. Maybe we're just missing Allison
Mm-hmm. I think Vibhavi maybe.
and
I don't
Vibhavi.
know.
Okay. All right, we're right at 7. Do you want to go ahead and get started?
Yeah, let's.
I'll keep an eye
Question,
on
guys.
the-
I
Yes.
can't find, I don't know why don't have the setting for creating polls on the Zoom.
Oh.
And I don't have it on my, I don't know if it's what the problem is, but usually it's
Hello.
under.
I just made you a co-host. See if
Okay,
it
let me
works.
see if that works.
Sorry, do you want me to share my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay. Let me pull up the agenda.
Yep. And I'll keep an eye on the waiting room.
Okay, perfect.
Got it.
Yay. So can everybody see? Let me make it slideshow.
Mhm.
Can everybody see?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Good, good, good. Now I just need to minimize whatever this thing is. How do I do that? Oh, here we go. Perfect.
So should we, at 7 o'clock, make a motion to start meeting?
Yep. I can. I'll
Yes.
make the motion.
I move. Start
Second?
meeting.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right, go ahead, Gary.
All right. So welcome everybody. We welcome you to our second official PTO general meeting. Thank you to everybody who's here. And we usually start the meeting by doing an approval of the last meeting minutes. So in case anybody doesn't know, the meeting minutes from every previous general meeting or all the general meetings are on the website. If you just go on the homepage, you can see them under, I think it's under calendar or PTO meetings, I think. And they should all be there. There should be a link to the minutes, and actually if there's ever video, there should even be a link to the video, which there is for the last meeting.
So there has been a motion to approve the minutes and there's a poll.
Oh, this is the poll you sent. Thanks.
We have a minute.
I don't know why I can't vote, Bogar. Maybe it. Oh.
Okay. I'm
Well,
getting
can we-
I'm getting messages in chat saying that people are able to vote. I didn't get a button for some reason, but
Yeah, me too.
I did. I did.
Yeah,
I
if you're a
got it.
host, you can't vote, but
Oh.
unless they were amended, I do think that there might be some changes on the minutes that need to be made before we vote.
Changes to last meeting minutes?
Yes.
What?
I didn't get a chance to even unmute before.
So what, Maria, can you be more specific?
Yeah, hold on, sorry. I need to get to. Some minor things. We need a time start time added.
Oh, that should have been in there. Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to get back to that page.
Well, it's on here. I mean, I have it on the screen if you want to look at it.
Ah, okay, sorry, I was looking at my second screen.
That's okay. Yeah, I don't know why the time's not on there. It should have been.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the
Okay.
only thing that needs to be changed?
Can you keep scrolling, please?
Sure.
On the,
Okay.
So the
On the
time is at
bud-
the end. I just don't think it was at the beginning.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, that just is like a minor thing. On the budget, do we have the,
Do we have the
oh,
what?
there's a link to the, okay, so that link opens,
Right there.
okay.
Did you want me to open it?
No, I mean, if, as long as people have access to the budget, it's just, like, I didn't get a chance to click through. Okay,
Okay, is there any
Okay.
other objections or any changes that need to be changed? Because we need to move on.
okay. If I could suggest that maybe we have this posted with the invitation to the meeting to make it a little bit easier to review these.
Okay.
Sure. But just so everybody knows that at any time that they want, usually within the week after the meeting minutes will be posted on the calendar. I'm sorry, on the website, PTO website also. But thank you. Sure, that's a good idea. Okay. So, Bogar, is it approved?
Motion's approved, 94% of the
Okay.
poll.
I
Okay.
have shared the link to the recording, that is the PTO meeting notes, meeting minutes in the chat, if anyone wants to visit.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, guys, we record it. It's a very not the most professional recording, but it's a recording of the whole meeting in person. It's very hard to do that in that big space. But anyways, there is a recording of it if you guys want to go and watch the whole thing.
Okay, it's been 5 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and close the poll.
Okay.
Motion has passed.
Thank you, Bogar. All right. So let's move on to the president's report.
Thank you,
Gary?
Yasi. Yep, welcome everyone, and good evening. So this is our second meeting. The first one, as was mentioned earlier, was in person, and the minutes have been posted. But if you did miss that one, we handed out a calendar and we talked about all the events that were going to happen in August and in September. So we're towards the end of September, but I did want to give you a recap of just a couple of things that have happened this month. So the freshman event did occur towards the earlier part of this month. This is where about 50, somewhere between 50 and 60 freshman parents were able to log on and meet each other, as well as get some information about HISD resources, and also talk to Carnegie and HISD alum to get a download on how to maximize their high school experience. Really informational and really fun event. Some of the recordings have been posted. And Yasi, if you get a chance, if you can find the YouTube link for our channel and post it. YouTube is typically where we are posting all of our meetings, all of the college readiness calls that are happening, any of the freshman event calls that are happening, really any calls that the PTO hosts and records will be posted on the YouTube channel. So I highly encourage you guys to subscribe to the channel. That way, if there's a new video that's been posted out there, you get a chance to view it and you get a notification that there's something out there that you may have missed. In addition to that, I want to call out that we had earlier in the last week, actually not earlier this week. My weeks are blending. Earlier last week, we had a message that we sent out to help out a student in need. And I want to send out a huge shout out to the PTO parent community, because as of today, Miss Griffin, who was collecting all of the donations, sent a message out to me saying she has overwhelmingly received just so much in donations in kind as well as money. It was incredible and very heartwarming to see how many parents reached out and sent just personal items, things that a student that was facing homelessness would potentially need for themselves as well as for their family. And so thank you very much. If you reached out and sent something, we certainly appreciate that. In addition to this, so what's not on here, but I do want to cover really quickly, we as a PTO have been thinking about how to leverage some of the funds that we've been collecting. So for example, we collect funds throughout the year, but most of the spending happens throughout the year and more towards the latter part of the year. So we try to collect funds at the beginning of the year and we spend towards the end of the year. So as part of that process, we're also trying to see how we can make money for us. So in the last executive board meeting, we voted on being able to invest our money in some CDs, so very safe investments, but short-term CDs that can roll over and continue to make a little bit of money for the PTO, hence reducing the need to fundraise for those additional funds. So that's something that's going to go into effect later this month. In addition to that, I also wanted to call out the rest of the calendar that's coming up. So Yasi, if you want to flip to the next page. All right, if you can see September, almost every day of the week, something has been going on. And I want to give a big shout out to all the board members, all the chairs of the different committees and the volunteers that have helped out. So I'm talking to all of you people out there that have not volunteered yet with the PTO. Please, please, please go out there to cvhspto.org, sign up to be a member, and please volunteer with us. We have tons of things going on for all age groups. So we started the month with doing a freshman parent virtual meetup. We've also started this month a college readiness series. And kudos to Mary. She will speak about this a little bit more, but I know that she was trying to get in as many calls and as much information as we can get out there for the senior kids who really, they're facing a deadline. So if I have any senior parents out here, you know that by October 15th, the time frame between October 15th and November is when all of the senior application deadlines come in. So seniors need to know things about how to apply, when to apply, how to make your college list, how to write your resume, and any of the things that make them successful. So if you're interested in that, if you're a junior parent, or you're a super excited sophomore, or you're just a extremely enthusiastic freshman parent, feel free to attend. These are open to everyone, but really this first set of calls is aimed at the juniors and the seniors, okay? In addition to that, I also want to call out that World Rhino Day fundraiser happened. So World Rhino Day happened yesterday, and that fundraiser has been running all month long. And I actually wanted to call out that we have a special shirt and a special kind of Rhino Gear Spirit shop that we've set up. So I'll put that link in the chat in just a minute. If anyone's interested in buying fun shirts, I don't know if you can see my yellow shirt with the beautiful rhino mascot. This is what we have designed for this year, and we have a couple of different colors. So yellow is not out there, but the blue and the black colors are the ones that we landed on this year. So definitely go out there. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the fundraiser closes on the 30th. So if you don't get a chance to buy by the 30th, you will not have access to that design again for a while. In addition to that, I also want to call out that the faculty lunch happened earlier today, and we will be posting pictures of that on our Facebook and our Instagram page. So if you're following us, keep an eye out for that. And not to forget, the Hispanic Heritage Society was going to host a dance. So for those parents that received a mailer saying, hey, we want volunteers, that dance was postponed and it's actually going to be sometime next week. They have not yet decided the date, but as soon as that date is announced, we will be sending that out to you as well. In addition to that, I want to give a shout out to all the Hispanics that have logged on today. It's Hispanic Heritage Month, which is why we are celebrating some of these events. And actually one of our special speakers later today, thank you, Bogar. One of our special speakers later today will be speaking to that topic as well. Can we move over to, oh, sorry, wait, I do want to call out one more thing. On the September calendar, I completely forgot, but the student event, our very first student event, is at Bolero Bowling. It's on Sunday, September 29th. The cost of the event is $10, and really the $10 is only so we can guarantee that people show up. What you're getting back in return is way more than $10. There's food involved, free food, free drinks for the kids, as well as for every student that signs up, they get a $10 arcade card. So just for showing up, you get a $10 arcade card. Bowling is free, food is free, drinks are free, and all the fun that you can have in between is free. So if your kids have not yet signed up, I encourage you highly to sign up before Friday. I think Friday is the last day for the sign up. So if you haven't gotten a chance yet, please don't wait. If you show up on the 29th and you didn't buy a ticket beforehand, you might not get a lane. So please, I encourage you to sign up. If you are pending after the 27th, whatever, there's an emergency, something happened, before you show up, message one of the board members and see if we have spots available so we can get you in, okay? We can move on to October. Thank you. All right, so October, not as heavy, but I do want to call out that Thursday, Friday, the first week of October, 3rd and 4th are fall holiday, staff PD holiday and fall holiday. So for all parents out there, if you didn't know this, you have 2 days that the kids are going to be home and enjoying the fall weather. College readiness calls continue. And then also the PSAT is coming up on the 16th. And then the 23rd, we have a parent social. More information about that will be passed out. So if you haven't signed up with the PTO, this is a good excuse to sign up. If you want to meet other parents, this is where that's going to happen. If you want to meet other faculty and staff members, they are also invited to that event. So definitely sign up so you get that information when we send it out. Okay.
Thanks, Gauri.
Yasi.
I just want to point out that if anybody hasn't checked out the chat, Saumya is putting all the different links that have just been talked about, including links for the freshman event video, links for the bowling, links to buy the Rhino shirt packages. So just go in the chat and get whatever links that you need for everything that Gauri just mentioned. Thanks, Saumya. Okay, let's move on. And I hope that everybody who cared to look it over had a chance to look at the bylaws. We had a few changes to the bylaws that were discussed at the previous meeting, and then we posted them and made them available so everybody could look at them and decide if they were okay with them or not, and we were going to put them to a vote today. So I think Bogar is going to take care of the voting for us on the
just want to
bylaws.
let people know that
Yes.
this has also already been approved by the board. We just need to have it approved by the general PTO. Okay, so I need a motion for the bylaws to be approved.
I motion it, Bogar.
I second.
Second.
Me too. This is Soumya.
So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do to vote yes, no. There's a poll.
I didn't see it start.
Let me make sure it's. I think I need to stop the other.
Sure. Oh,
And
it's
then-
the minutes one. Still the minutes one.
There you go.
There
Yep.
it
I
is.
see it now.
I needed to end the other one, so.
Looks like you've got your answer.
Yeah. Well, so while the poll is being administered, can everyone see the chat, and is everyone able to click on the links? And we've shared a whole lot of information in the chat, and I just want to make sure everyone kind of is able to see it and click on it. So
And actually, Gauri, also just to add on to your discussion of the bowling event, it is $15 at the door. So
okay.
that's another reason to sign up early. $10 if you just go on the link and sign up now. And you really should encourage, it's kids of all grades. It's just for the kids. It's every grade, freshman through senior, right? And it's a really, really great chance for them to just hang out and, let loose. I'm sure they all need it.
Looks like few people joined. Now I'm resharing the link. So
Thank you. For those people who just joined, Saumya has just put in the chat the link for the bowling event that's happening this Sunday from 11 to 2. It's for all students, and we highly, highly encourage you to encourage them to go. It'll be a good chance for them just to see, their friends and make new friends and just have fun. And it's only $10. Okay, Bogar, how are we on the voting?
Is it a $10?
Sorry, you cut out.
Is it $10 for the students?
Yes, that's correct. It's $10 for the students.
What about the parents?
Parents can join, but you have to, if you want to participate in the bowling, you have to pay for it yourself. The event is for the kids. And we do have chaperones, and we do have older students that are going to be volunteering. So if if you wanted to drop off your child and go and come back, that's okay. We don't require that the parents stay.
Okay. I'm gonna keep the poll open, but as of right now, the motion has passed. Yes, 88%, no, 5%, abstain, 7%.
Okay.
Thank you, Bogar. All
Thank you.
right, so I'm gonna move on to our next agenda piece, which we're gonna hear from our lovely past president, Ms. Maria Calzada, about some FACE and SDMC updates and also some campus beautification stuff.
Hi, I am going to keep my presentation short. FACE, Family and Community Engagement, is what we talked about last meeting, and we updated everyone that we had reached platinum status. And now the school district has changed to a new program, like Lucy with the football. They have pulled it. So we have a new goal to reach. The new levels are 1, 2, and 3. Champion status, the highest status, but we're Carnegie, so we will achieve. The goalposts are similar still. The checklists are similar. Last year, we had a walkthrough with parents. If you participated, you know what I'm talking about, that it's just like what it sounds like. It is a walkthrough of the school. We're trying to get this done on a very short timeline. In fact, we're going to probably have it in 2 days, on Thursday, from 3 to 4. I have this 98% confirmed. So we only need a minimum of about 6 to 8 parents to participate, and it can be hybrid. So if you are interested in participating in a walkthrough school and you are available on a weekday from 3 to 4 this Thursday, please feel free to email me. I'm going to put it in the chat. It's FACE, like your face, FACE, at cvhspto.org. And I will give you details as we have them. So with that, right now is the update for FACE and the most important thing. SDMC has no updates. And campus beautification. We have lots of details forthcoming, too long for tonight, but as soon as we have a committee meeting and more detailed update, we will put it in the next newsletter. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Maria. The campus is already looking beautiful, especially with all the trees outside and everything. So it's very exciting to know that there's more beautification to come. All right, so now we will hear from Principal Moss for the principal's report. Hello, Principal Moss.
Hi, good evening, everybody. First of all, let me thank everyone for being on this call. Thank you for your attendance and your participation. I'm actually in Galena Park right now. Hopefully everyone can see and hear me. I'm at the volleyball game, so we are competing against probably our biggest rival. But anyway, I do have a couple of things I just wanted to mention to everyone. Thank you also to the PTO for our luncheon today from, I think, a restaurant called Picnic. It was delicious. You made all of us so happy today, so thank you again. Let me thank everybody for your contributions towards the start of this school year. I can't believe it's been 6 weeks already, but I would like to think that it's been a smooth start. Hopefully you all will agree with that. As you know, cycle 1 has ended and report cards will be distributed this Friday. But we also encourage all parents to please log on to the parent portal, Connect, and you can view all grades, I believe, starting on Friday. Also wanted to mention, Ms. Calzada mentioned SDMC. We have not actually met yet. We are required to meet quarterly, and it looks like our first meeting is going to take place sometime in October. So as soon as we have that meeting, we will certainly let you know. We are currently about 5 weeks away from what the district considers snapshot, which is the last Friday in October. What the district does on snapshot date is look at each school's enrollment, and that determines funding, whether if we are over our projection, which currently we are, we will receive additional funding from the district and the state. And for schools that are under the enrollment projection, they may have to give some funds back. So right now we're about 75 plus above the projected enrollment. We currently sit somewhere around 850 students or so. So that determines, again, our budget. So we're looking pretty when it comes to the expenditure. I want to wait until after snapshot to give you specific information in regards to our funding. And that will be reported most likely either during the November or the December PTO meeting. So that is forthcoming. Also, since report card day is this Friday, if students and parents feel that there is a need for academic supports, also social and emotional supports, then there are plenty of those on campus. And I ask that you please reach out to me if you need additional supports. We have tutorials from our teachers first and foremost, but we also have our National Honor Societies that provide various different academic supports. And of course, our counseling staff and our Miss Williams, who I believe is on this call, can also provide those SEL supports for social and emotional supports. I know that a lot of parents are interested in student engagement, and so are your teachers and your administrators. So I would love to know the sentiments about students and when they come home and if they're excited about learning and school. So, wherever there are needs, we want to hear that. And where there are accolades to shout and scream and celebrate, we want to hear about those as well. My email address is rmoss@houstonisd.org. And again, whatever your need is and whatever your celebrations are, I definitely want to find out about those. We've already mentioned the Sunday's bowling event. I will send another phone notification to all families to support that endeavor this Sunday. But we also have so many fun events planned. I know November 1st is Diwali, and we were hoping to align that with International Festival, which is one of our greatest and biggest events. But I heard from some of the seniors who are hosts for that, November 1st is a huge day for college applications. So rightfully so, the seniors ask if we can push that event back some. So that is to be announced. We don't have an official date for iFest, but we look forward to calibrating and synchronizing and coming up with a date where we can all celebrate that. Safety is of utmost importance. And throughout the year, we have about 19 different drills that we will practice. Parents, if you can assist, maybe ask your students what is the primary as well as the secondary route from each and every classroom that they visit. That's extremely important that they know those two routes to take. We have so far practiced about 5 or 6 of those. We did have an incident where there was a text message threat to a student's cell phone. And so rightfully so, we went into a secure mode. We also had additional police presence from the district who came to campus. The claim was not substantiated. It wasn't a credible source. So we went about our duties. But I'm so glad that we were able to practice a secure drill before this even happened. So we do make every attempt not to interrupt instruction, but we do want students to be well prepared in case we happen to have any kind of real event. Hopefully that won't take place, but our students should be prepared for anything that does happen. Just a few reminders about attendance. That's extremely important, that students please not miss more than 5 or 6 days throughout the semester. It is not the school, it is not the district, but it is the state that will place an asterisk on the report card if students are close to or exceeding the allotted amount of absences per semester. Tardies, students have been doing fairly well when it comes to arriving to school on time, but just a shameless plug, just to remind everybody, school does start at 8:30 daily. Please make sure students are not only arrived at school, but in their classrooms and seated for 8:30 a.m. daily. And last but not least, dress code, just a reminder that students are to report to school dressed appropriately. Please review the dress code that can be reviewed in the handbooks, as well as on our school website, carnegievanguard.com. Again, I'm just so excited that so many people joined tonight. And please, again, feel free to reach out to me at rmoss@houstonisd.org. Thank you again.
Thank you, Principal Moss. So we will Well, Mala, did you, in the interest of time, want to have your talk combined with Allison, or what do you think? Or do you want to go over the budget quickly? It's whichever you prefer. Oh, Mala might be in the volleyball game. Let's move
Actually,
on.
here.
Oh, are you here?
Yeah.
Hi. Hi.
Hello. Hi, this is Miss Griffin, the
Hi.
SEO counselor.
Hi, Miss
Hi,
Griffin.
I just wanted to get on and say thank you to everyone that's been contributing to our student at the school that needed some extra assistance. It's been very, very helpful. So thank you all. I really appreciate it. The school appreciates it. It just says a lot about Carnegie and the PTO and the people that we have here. So we appreciate all of your help. Sorry, I'm at the volleyball game.
Thank you, Miss Griffin.
Yeah, thank you. All right, see you guys soon.
Thank you, definitely.
Thank you. I just happened to saw her, and then she was like, you can quickly say thank you. Yeah, we are all stuck at the volleyball game.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. Yep. Nothing but fun. All right. Actually, I can present. Is it posted? Actually, I'm sorry, I have not looked. If it's posted on the website, do you know?
It should be posted on the website. I also have a link to it that I can click on so that it can just be on the screen right now. And if you want, it doesn't have to be. It could just be a quick.
Yeah, actually, the other page. Yeah,
okay,
this
got
one.
it.
All right.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. So this is Mala. I'm a treasurer for the school year 24-25. This is my third year doing it as a treasurer, and I love my job. You can tell. That's why I keep coming back. So going with the numbers, these numbers are based on as of the last Friday, and it is actuals. The cash. We don't have a accrual system we follow the actual cash system. So whatever you see in the bank is actually posted here. We do have, so as you can see, we have about 22K in actuals, but actually it's 37K because I made a big transfer of all the money that came this week, and that's why it's the number is off. But right now we are 37K in terms of raising the money. So this is the biggest, some fundraiser you can say for the whole year. Please keep sending those checks, those cash, and thank you so much. And if anybody ever have any question regarding their corporate match, if they think that there's companies asking for some kind of a paperwork, please reach out to me. My email is treasurer@cvhspto.org, and I'll be happy to fill any paperwork your company requires for that match to happen. Going down, I mean, these are the various expenses, but so far the biggest one we have is the teacher stipend, which PTO gives every teacher $400 as a stipend at the beginning of the year, and they claim it by sending us their reimbursements. Actually, are just sending us, what they want to order. So the expenses reflect that, and it also has some of the PT operating expenses, are expenses which we incurred during the freshman lock-in event. So all in all, we have about $8,000-9,000 of expenses so far. That is pretty much everything, and this is expenses. That's about it. Yeah. Thank you so much, and let me know if there is anybody. If you have any questions, and please, my email is treasurer, treasurer @cvhspto.org, and I will be happy to answer any question. And I believe, as Yasi said, these are posted on the website. So please go ahead and on they are not, then they will be.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Mala. Actually, Maria was asking in the chat where they posted, so I'm not positive that they are, but if they aren't, they should be. But if they aren't, we will have a conversation after this, and we'll make sure that they get posted.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. No, thank you, Yasi. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mala, very much.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Thank you to Mala, and now we will go on to discuss.
Just really quick, we'll put the
Yes,
budget
Bogar.
on the, under the PTO finances. If
Thanks,
you-
Bogar. That's
okay.
great. Yes. So if anybody goes on the PTO website, there are different categories, and Bogar is saying that the budget, what you
It
just saw
will be
plus the
under,
table and
and our
graph.
current budget is actually there as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Bogar.
Thank you.
All right, now our lovely fundraising VP, Miss Allison Adger. If you, I think they're,
Hi,
hi.
how are you all? Friends and family update. As of last Thursday, we had raised right at $37,000. So we are very, very quickly hurtling towards our goal. So thank you to everyone again. If you have grandparents, friends, neighbors, anyone, we like money from anyone to help us fund the activities we like to put on for our teachers and students, or faculty and staff and students. World Rhino Day, it was great. It was a great initiative, and we raised probably right around $500, and it was a fun little thing to do for our rhinos. Gary spoke about this already, but we will close sales on Monday, September 30th, and then place the order, and we should have them, I'm thinking by that, that Friday is a holiday, so the following Monday. And the Fall Parents Social is tentatively planned for October 23rd, I'm closing my eyes to remember, October 23rd, 7 to 9 p.m. at the Marquee, which is where we had a social last year. It is on Bissonnette and Kirby. So it's an old Houston bar that's kind of fun, and they give us a great deal and a free space, and it's fun, but you need to Uber there. The parking is limited. So we hope to see everyone, and thank you again for supporting your rhinos. Have a good week.
Thank you so much, Allison. That sounds really fun. I went to one, the last one you put together, and it really, really is fun. And that place is such a blast from the past. So I highly recommend that people go to that fall social. And Allison, question, if people do want to put in the order for the spirit wear, how do they do that?
I put a link out in
Thank
chat.
Thank you, Gary. Okay. Perfect. So for those of you who want to go and look and see if you want to order your own Rhino spirit wear, as Allison said, on the 30th, I think that the orders are going to go in. So please find that link and get your own swag. Thank you so much. All right. Oh, I think was there a hand raised with a question? It went away quickly. So is there a parent who had a question? No. Okay. Well, if anybody does, please, you can also put it in the chat. All right, let's move on to, well, that's just all the lovely stuff that Allison has done. Lovely Miss Mary, who is our volunteers VP.
Hey, thank you, Yassi. So quickly, 3 main items. So first of all, I want to thank you, everybody, for the teacher supply drive. We had it for we sent out the email the first week of September. Within 3 days, our amazing parents donated $2,000 worth of teacher supplies. And thank you so much. Within 3 days, we were able to fill it up 98% of the items. So very good job, and thank you, team. And the teachers have sent their appreciation and thank you for that donations. And we might have one more in the next semester. If there is a need for it, okay? Then the second item I want to quickly cover is the college readiness sessions. So we had 2, like Gauri mentioned, we have a deadline coming up. So we had 2 sessions already, where we partnered with Ms. Galloway and our 2 parent volunteers, Sarah and Anu, hosted 2 sessions, and there is one coming up that will be hosted by Veena, and there is one more which will be done by Eunice. So we are planning that out. And thank you everybody for joining. And it is super, super helpful. And being first time, my senior going to college, it's very informative for me. And I hope that's the same for other parents as well. And also I need to thank Priya for doing all the flyers. The next one is the college fair. So there is a college fair organized together, HSPVA and CVHS. Since we do not have the parking space, that is why it is held at HSPVA. And that is on September 30th, 6 to 8 p.m. It is for grades 9 to 12, and that is being organized by Ms. Galloway along with the PTO team members. And we have sign-up sheets. I know a lot of parents wanted to volunteer for the college fair. The sign-ups are sent out, so please do sign up so that we can support, and please join, parents along with the students, please join the college fair. This is on next Monday. And the parking instructions, everything is in the flyer that is sent out. Around 60 plus college reps are going to come in. And if you scan that QR code, you can see the list of colleges that are participating. And yeah, and the next one is the faculty lunch. Mr. Moss already talked about it. And thank you, Alex, for always coordinating that with Ms. Matsu and the teachers and getting the boxes which they prefer. So thank you. And those are all the main items. And please do sign up for the college fair and do participate. September 30th is the date. And there is one college readiness session coming up. It's on Thursday. This time it's not Wednesday. It's on Thursday, 7 to 8 p.m. That's all. Back to you, Yasi. Thank you.
Mary, thank you so much for all this wonderful work that you guys have been doing, that you've been doing, and your team. I just want to point out to anybody who missed the college readiness sessions, they are amazing, and the videos of them are posted on the PTO YouTube channel. So go on there and see any of the ones that you missed. And the ones coming up will also be recorded. So I just put the flyers for both the college fair and the bowling event up here in case you guys want to scan either one of them to, get more information. But they've been made available in other ways too. Thank you again, Mary. I think, Soumya, did you want to, or do you think that, did you want to say something?
Yeah, this is just to say that we are everywhere. We have our YouTube channel, we have our Instagram, Facebook, and we have our WhatsApp group. The numbers are increasing, parents are joining even now. So I'm glad that they are joining. They are looking at our website. I see number of views are increasing, number of views in our YouTube videos are increasing. That's really good. Thanks for the support and keep pushing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Soumya. You guys, you've been doing such an amazing job making everything available. And exactly like you said, we highly encourage everybody to use all these different platforms to stay in touch, to be in touch with each other, and keep subscribing to the YouTube channel as well. Thank you so much.
Bogar has asked a question.
Yes.
We do have X, which is formerly known as Twitter, but we are not active over there. But primarily, we are using Instagram and Facebook and WhatsApp. Thanks for your question.
Thank you. Vaibhavi?
I'm here.
Hi.
All right, folks. So I'm the special event or the fun mom, fun PTO parent, as I like to call myself. So Gauri touched a little bit, Mary touched a little bit on the bowling event. Please, please, please have your kids sign up. This is something we're doing for the first time. We're very excited. It is it's for the kids. And I know there's a little bit of hesitancy, I'm going with a bunch of other school kids, but really, they get their lanes and we'll set it up. That's why we have the deadline, so we can actually look at who's where and set up the lanes and assign lanes. So please encourage your kids to go out there. It's a drop-off event. Parents are welcome to hang out. They do have a bar, and but kids will not be allowed to drink, of course, but parents can hang out and get their own drinks. We do have other events planned for the rest of the year, school year. So we plan on doing an ice skating event. We set it up for Jan. So hopefully we're clear of all the finals and everything that's going on. And then we'll do an in-school movie right before school ends. Any other ideas are welcome, but we're trying to make this fun. We're trying to make it for the kids where they get to hang out. They get to go with their friends. A lot of kids go bowling. They go with their friends where it's steeply discounted. The only reason why we have the $10 is so that people sign up and show up. So please encourage your kids to sign up. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vaibhavi. That's awesome. I think that's going to be a great event. Gauri's put the link for the event. If you guys want to sign up, just do it. Drop off your kids. Go have brunch with your spouse. And now we have our special agenda for the night, which is 2 different sections. First, we'll hear from Nurse Dana, our lovely Nurse Dana, about Hazel Health.
Okay, hi guys. I'm
Hi.
Dana Bethencourt, the school nurse here, and I'm talking about Hazel Health because we need to get our consents up. We only have 24% of our students signed up. It doesn't have to be signed up, it can be opted out, but we need to get those numbers up. We're competing against all the other schools. So yeah, we started the Hazel Health last year with a pilot program. I was fortunate enough to use it over at Wharton, and it did work. It kept kids in school. Now it's district wide. Hazel offers the physical health and the mental health visits. The reason that you consent for both at the same time, and it's good for the student's entire HISD career here, unless you've revoked the consent for whatever reason. One of the main reasons I like Hazel Health is number one, it's free. Number two, it's really useful to treat minor illnesses, headaches, stomach aches, menstrual cramps, some of the major ones that I see all the time, right? So instead of calling the parent and having them come and bring some Tylenol or Motrin or bring them home, they can get treated in school, and parents don't have to miss work and kids stay in school. So those are very, very good reasons. So a typical physical health visit, I'll just describe: the student comes in, they have a headache, they have a stomach ache, or something very minor. I check and see if they're consented. I take their vital signs, I start the visit, I consent with I talk to the child and say, do you want to see a doctor and get medication? And they say yes. Now these medications are only the medications that you approve of in the consent. So you can say, I only want them to have Tylenol, or I only want them to have Benadryl. So they see the doctor, the provider, sometimes it's a nurse practitioner, or a PA, but most of the time it's definitely a provider, a healthcare provider, and a license, and they assess the student, and it goes pretty fast. Usually the wait times are about 15 minutes, sometimes 20. Today I had a long one. I had a really quick one in the morning, but then a little longer in the afternoon. So it just depends on the timing of everything. But I give the medication, they go back to class, and then the parents get a detailed summary of the visit emailed to them. They may get a phone call if there's follow-up that's necessary, or a prescription they need to pick up or something like that. The mental health portion, the counselor, Ms. Griffin, handles that part, but if there is a referral, you contact her, or probably her would be the best, but then she would refer to Hazel. Hazel contacts the parent. So then the parents are definitely in the loop of what's going on with that. So it's usually a temporary solution. It's very hard to get mental health these days, get established with a care or provider. So this is kind of like a little stopgap. So it's very useful for that. So please consent or opt out today. I'm going to share my, or can you? I can't share my screen. Maybe I can.
Oh,
no, I can't. So
I can help you. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
I'll make you a co-host, and
Okay.
that will let you.
I was just going to show you guys where this is.
Go ahead. Try now.
Okay.
Maria has a question.
Okay. Sorry.
to absolutely no one's surprise. Hi, Nurse Bellacore.
Hi, what's the question?
So I'll be honest, with everything going on with the district, I've been a little bit hesitant to even look into it. No trust, no bond, no consent is kind of my first thought.
Right.
So, and as a PA, my second thought is I've always been more involved in my kids' care.
Sure.
So what is routinely done? I mean, is there an attempt to, like on a telemedicine visit, to call the parent and have them also Zoom in or whatever they're using, Epic, or is it just like standard to not do that?
Well, like I said, this is for minor illnesses. So if there's a student who has, let's say, a fever of 103, they're probably not appropriate for Hazel, but I call the parent anyway. They've got to come pick them up, right? They're going home. So I tell them, do you want me to go ahead and start a Hazel health visit so that they can get some Advil or some Tylenol on board before you pick them up? And most parents are like, yes. And so, especially if they're going to be delayed and they can't get them right away. So it's mostly for minor illnesses and only the things that you approve of, right? So it's pretty benign in that regard. But, like you can opt out of things that you don't want them to get.
Nurse Dana, on
Yeah.
the medication, I know in the past, the parents had to take the Tylenol or Advil for the students and it had to be labeled for them.
Right.
How is that different now?
So now the medication's unassigned. It's just in a drawer in a cabinet locked up. And I can only give kids this medication if it was prescribed by the provider and they are consented by Hazel Health. So
even over the counter
yes,
medication?
it's only over the counter.
Okay.
It's only over the counter. So it's Tylenol, Advil, cough drop, like a cough or a throat lozenge, Benadryl, that kind of stuff. Zyrtec, that, it's just real like, okay, I'm having an allergy attack. Can I take, here's a Zyrtec, see how you do. And if the kids don't, they come back if it's not, if they're not helped. But for everybody that I've done this for, it works great. They go back to class and, and work well.
Thank you.
Sure.
Nurse Dana, because I didn't really know about this until I ran into you the other day. So how can we get this information out to a lot more parents? Because I feel like from everything you've said tonight, this sounds like a great idea. So how do we make sure that more parents know about this?
Well, yeah. Well, this is the first step, right? The PTO meeting.
Okay.
We put it in your newsletter.
Okay.
I don't know how else we can, word of mouth is going to be great, right? Anytime a student comes to me right now for a minor thing like that, and I look and I see they're not consented, I hand them a consent and say, take this home to your parents.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah. So that that helps that too.
Okay, great.
So
Well, Gary put it in the chat too. Sorry to interrupt you, but for
perfect.
everybody on this call, Gary just put the link in the chat if anybody wants to get started on that.
Yes. So can you
Please
see this is where it is, right? And you see the consent forms. It's in a few different languages. You can sign up here.
Nurse Dana, were you showing your screen?
I'm trying. Is it not showing?
No, it's not. It's
Yasi's
screen.
I have to press the button that says
Yeah.
share.
There you go.
Okay, sorry. Let me back up one. So this is what it looks like when you first get there. So the Houston ISD / telehealth. And then you sign up here, click on that link. And this is how very simple it is. You complete it. You put in your kids' names. They do want, allergies, any conditions, right, that we need to know about. You can decline all, you can approve all, you can let me choose. So these are your medications that we choose from. See it, like I was telling you, it's very, over-the-counter stuff. And then you put in, and so they do ask for insurance. So I know that's a lot of people's questions. You said it was free. The deal is the parents will not be asked for a copay. So you'll give your insurance and they'll bill your insurance, but there will be no copay. So it is free to you. And if your insurance denies it, you will not have to pay for any of it. Okay, HISD will pay for that.
So what happens if you don't have insurance?
If you don't have insurance, you say, boop, you click that.
Okay.
They call, they verify. And then, oh, let me show you up at the top here. This is where you opt out. Boop. So as long as we get an opt-out or a consent, I am so happy because we need to get more than 70%. We got to beat these schools. We're getting beat right now, and I can't handle it.
We have a suggestion from a parent that says we should have maybe we should have a small health fair or something, and then
Oh
really.
yeah. Yeah, we're going to talk
Good suggestion.
about, Miss Williams is doing she's doing a couple of little fairs that I'm going to be presenting at too, or I'm going to be around. So yeah, we just have to get the word out more. And we did talk about a health fair. I've got some nursing students that are coming soon that might be interested in helping with that. And health department's always interested in that. So yeah, that sounds good. So
That's great. That's great.
Not my sharing.
And apparently somebody said we have a parent who says it's also in Power School under forms is another way to access it.
Right.
And then we have a question from another parent who says, what personal information is shared with HISD about a student who accesses care through the Hazel?
It is HIPAA compliant,
Are they
FERPA
being tracked?
compliant. Sorry, yeah, and the frequently asked questions, they have a bunch, they address that specifically, but it is all, oh yeah. Yeah, it's all in compliance with HIPAA. It's stored in Hazel Hill's highly secure, fully encrypted digital records platform. So yeah,
Great.
there's a FAQ on that site as well. So they'll answer a lot of questions.
That's wonderful. And do you get a confirmation once you sign up? Sorry, I think we're going to have to stop the questions soon, but can anybody email you regarding questions about it?
Yes, and here's my email.
Great. Sorry, guys, we're going to.
Yeah, no worries. Move on. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I'm going to sign up tonight after this conversation.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Nurse Dana, for everything, taking care of our kids. All right, so we will now have our special guest speaker, Dr. Gabriela Ventura, who's going to tell us a little bit about the history of Latin writing and culture in the U.S.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you all today about a topic that is very dear and close to my work in my heart. I'm going to share my screen because I have a PowerPoint. I'll try. I know we are running late here, so I'm going to try to go through this fairly quickly. Let me see this. So is everybody able to see my screen?
Yeah. Yes.
Great. So just to tell you a little bit about myself, I am a faculty at the University of Houston. I am a professor of Spanish in the Department of Hispanic Studies, and I'm the deputy director of the publishing house, Arte Público Press, here at the University of Houston as well. We are the oldest, most established publishing house for Latinos in the U.S. And part of the work that we do is we have also not only are publishing contemporary works, but in the 1990s, our program director, Dr. Nicolás Canelos, whose son actually also graduated from Carnegie about, I think, 15 years ago, created a program that seeks to, this is an international program that seeks to locate, preserve, and make available the written Latino culture of the United States in its written form since colonial times up until 1980. And so when we're thinking about colonial times, we're talking about of U.S. colonial times. And so today the program, and this is very useful information for any kid doing any research on Latinos or on the history of just the literature in the U.S. and American literature. We have all of these materials at our press and at the space that we have at the University of Houston. So we've recovered and microfilmed thousands of original books, manuscripts, archival items. We have approximately 1,500 historical newspapers, and I'll show you a few of those in a minute. Microfilmed and digitized, hundreds of thousands of items. We have photographs, personal papers. We put together a biannual conference every 2 years. And, we have built partnerships with international archives and institutions across the nation and with Spain, Cuba, and Puerto Rico and Mexico. But so when we think about the United States, a lot of times we think, especially in terms of language and of Spanish language, we tend to think that, or the stereotype is that Spanish is a language that is very recent and new to the United States. In fact, if we think about the history of the United States and the history of the Americas, the first European language that is spoken in this territory that we now know as the United States was Spanish. And it was spoken and it was written right in this territory through the writing of the explorers. And so we have this book right here, the account by Álvar Núñez Cabeza de Vacas, who is an explorer that comes in through the Gulf of Mexico. He shipwrecks and then he does his expedition all the way to New Mexico. And this is the first person who begins to document and name everything that we now know and understand that has a Spanish name for it, right in this territory. And it is his first encounter with the indigenous communities in these spaces that allows us to begin to see what this world is like, especially for the colony, right, for the Spanish colony. And so we have, the work that we have been doing is documenting and continue to find and identify more of these documents that are hidden in archives, that are hidden in people's homes, that oftentimes Latino literature, oftentimes it's not included in the curriculum, and a lot of times if it is included, it's included in a very stereotypical way or in a tokenized way. And so what we have done is we have taken the responsibility of documenting, right, and making these books available to newer audiences. And so we published a couple of anthologies, one in Spanish, and then another one in English with the University of, with Oxford University Press, in order to provide reading materials for colleges and for students in colleges, high school, etc., right, in the general public, so that we all get to see and understand the history of Latinos in the U.S. And so just, I'm going to show you like a few examples of some of the things that we have found. So I told you that we have record of 1,500 newspapers that were published in Spanish in the territory that we know as the United States up until 1980. We know that there were approximately 2,000 newspapers published, but we only have in-house at Arte Público Press and Recovery about 1,500 of them. And so here we have two samples of two of them. So one of them is El Mississippi, and it was published in New Orleans, Louisiana in 1808. And then the other one, the other in Texas is La Gaceta de Texas in Nacogdoches in 1813. What is really amazing about this is that when we think about the U.S., like the U.S. has like a printing press in the 1700s over in New York, in the New York area. But if we think about the Southwest, we actually did have printing presses in several places. We had them in California, we had them in New Mexico, and we had them in Texas in the missions. But during the expansion of the frontiersmen, those presses were destroyed because the frontiersmen were very nervous and scared about having a community that was Spanish speaking to have control of language, right? And so doing this research ourselves helps us to document that Latinos have a long-standing history of participation and being living alongside Americans for a long time. These two other examples that I have that are really fascinating are newspapers one is from 1872 and the other one is from 1926. The La Belle is a newspaper that was published trilingually. So it was in English, French, and Spanish, because the Latino community has those roots, right, and has that identity. And so if when we look and we read the three separate columns, a lot of times we realize that those documents that were being published were not necessarily direct translations, but rather interpretations of the different activities that were happening. And the newspaper is extremely important for Latino communities at this moment, because Latinos are living away from their communities, right, from their nations. And so at this moment, the communities that are mostly represented are communities from Mexico, from Cuba, also from Latin America, especially from South America, who are traveling to the United States to work on and to establish collaborations with other like intellectuals who can help them defend and present the case against their independence while they're fighting for independence from Spain. And so a lot of these newspapers are talking about those independence movements, and it's really like fascinating to see how valuable the newspaper is as a source of community, like to build community and to also allow people the freedom to freely explain and represent, you know, their ideas. And the other one is El Lucero. It's a newspaper that represents the Sephardic Jews that come to the United States, right? And they write in a language that we now know as Ladino, which is a derivative of the language that is spoken by the Jews, right? That is a combination of, I think, of like Turkish and Spanish, and I think there's something else. But when you listen to it, it sounds very much like Spanish, almost like a Portuguese. But of course, we cannot read it because the symbols that are used are not the Spanish symbols. And then these last two that I want to show you are newspapers written by women. Latina women were very active politically and politically and socially. So, you know, we have activity happening in El Paso, Texas, where women take the responsibility and the leadership to create their own newspapers and write about issues that affect women. And so as women, we're always thinking about education, about healthcare, about family life. And they're very active also in terms of building community across, you know, not only within the United States, but also with the nation that they left behind. And so, for example, in the case of Feminismo Internacional, international feminism, this is led by a very famous Mexican writer, Elena Arizmendi, who begins to bring together all the women who are married to ambassadors into the United States. And so she brings all these women together to talk about issues and how living in the US can help them, you know, garner some support that they can then take back to their home countries. This is an example of how we piece together newspapers. Sometimes newspapers come to us in such you know, because newspapers were printed in paper that was not acid free. A lot of times when they come to us, they're disintegrating. So this is like the painstaking work that we take on with ourselves, with graduate students, undergraduate students. We bring student volunteers over the summer. We have, you know, high school students. We're actually working with elementary schools to teach them about doing archival work, and also about taking the archive to children. As we know, the experience with HISD right now is removing and erasing anything that has to do with ethnic communities. So we have like an extra responsibility in taking these materials and making them accessible to our communities, especially because Latinos for a long time have not been represented in a lot of these spaces. And so I'll just give you like a couple more examples, because I know it's 8:15, but this is one of the first Mexican American writers who published these two books in 1872 and 1873. The first book that she published was titled "Who Would Have Thought It?" And this woman she's what she called herself a California. This is a woman that was living in the area of California after Mexico became independent from Spain. Mexico had lived that independence from 1810 up until 1848, when the United States took over the land, right, with the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. And so when they take over the land, the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo promises that anybody that stays in the Mexican territory, in the territory that is now part of the U.S., is going to live as a US citizen. They're going to have all their rights, they're going to keep their land, but that was not true. When the frontiersmen went into the area of California, they took over the land, they squatted and took over the territory. And so she was a very highly educated woman, owner of a lot of land that led up to San Francisco. So she wrote this book in the Victorian type of style, and she criticized the US, right? This beautiful nation that is being built on freedom and community, in the end is really a farce, right? And she talks about it. She publishes this novel in English, and she publishes under the pseudonym of C. Loyal, which in Spanish means loyal citizen. And so it's just really fascinating to see, you know, the strategies that they use. Another example is a Puerto Rican writer, Luisa Capetillo, who's a feminist, you know, labor organizer and anarcho-syndicalist. Her case is like fascinating too, because in the 1900s, when she publishes these works, she is already speaking about, you know, women's issues, about the right for a woman to have ownership over her body. And in fact, this picture that we have of her wearing pants is when she's arrested in the streets in the US for wearing pants, because women were not allowed to wear pants. Fortunately, she was let go because the law had not actually been hadn't been signed into a law. So she was released. And I'm gonna show you one more really quickly. So in Maria Cristina Mena Chambers, she's the author of short stories, children's books, and nonfiction. She writes for, you know, these very important magazines for American literature. But what is fascinating about her work and the work of many of these Latina writers is that they're not included in our literature. Our students don't actually get to read them or know about them until they come to my classes at the University of Houston. But here we have Maria Cristina, you know, if you see that picture, she's right in the middle. Next to her, the skinny young gentleman that's by her is, oh my God, I can't believe I'm blanking out. Anyway, it's a very famous author, right? The American author who is Lady Chatterley. He is the name of the author. Let me quickly look him up. Oh my God, I can't believe And so what's important about this is it's D.H. Lawrence. And so what is extremely important about this is that her archive comes to Arte Público and to the recovery program, because, you know, it's forgotten somewhere, and somebody sees that we're doing a presentation on recovery literature, and they tell us, oh, you know, we have this archive by this, you know, this writer. I think she sounds like kind of interesting. There's some magazines in her archive that might be of interest to you. And so as we start looking through the photos and we find the letters between her and D.H. Lawrence, talking about her help in editing some of his work, specifically Lady Chatterley, which is a book that has to be smuggled back into the United States because it was written during a time when it wasn't accepted in the US. And so all this to say that Latinos are part of the makeup and culture and the history and in literary world of the United States. And oftentimes we tend to think about Latinos as newcomers, as people who don't belong, who do not write, who are not educated. And so, you know, I'm glad I had the opportunity to talk to you all about this. We're just, you know, a few blocks away from you all. We are a nonprofit publishing house. So anything that we publish and sell generates more funds for the press. Not only do we publish recovery literature, we also publish books for children, books for young adults, general fiction. We've been in the business since 1979, and we really started as a publishing house that would open up the space for Latinos to have a place from where they could write and publish their work in English, Spanish, and in Spanglish. And so I'm open to any questions if anybody has them.
Dr. Ventura, that was such a beautiful and eloquent and informative presentation. I mean, I think it's a testament to why most people stayed all the way to.
Thank you.
That was incredible. Thank you so much. I mean, I feel like I learned so much in that small span of time, and it was so beautifully put together.
Thanks.
Thank you for the work you're doing.
You're welcome.
Does anybody have any questions or?
Yeah, see, I just have a couple of things I want to call out. First, I want to thank our presenter. I really appreciate it. Such a rich historical kind of perspective, and one that's not it's not mainstream, so we wouldn't have gotten to hear this anywhere else. So thank you so much. We certainly appreciate you waiting for all this time and then presenting. It was beautifully presented. Just a couple of things I do want to call out for the parents that are remaining. Tomorrow, the kids are doing a pizza sale in school. So if any of the kids are interested in buying pizza or drinks, I think it's the seniors are doing it as a fundraiser for the senior year. It may be a couple of dollars for a pizza and some drinks. I'm not sure 100% how much it costs, but I just wanted to let you guys know if you want to send your kids into school with some money to buy lunch tomorrow. And then in addition to that, Mary, I don't know if you're still on, but October is Principals Month. And I know that the appreciation group is, they're planning right now, and they have a whole slew of things ready to go for the month of October. So stay tuned to WhatsApp, Facebook, Insta, and definitely sign up with the PTO, because that's how you'll get more information about what's going on in school. But Principals Month is also coming up, and the parents have a role to play in that. So definitely gonna stay tuned for that. But thank you everybody for joining us tonight and staying as late as you did.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone. We appreciate you so much. What a lovely group of parents. Thank you for showing up, and thanks to our guests. See you guys around.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, Principal Moss. Bye, everybody. Bye, lovely parents.